Throughout the ages, the city of God is an expression that has been used to describe the guidance that has come to mankind from the heaven of divine will to refresh and transform the earth of human understanding. Through divine guidance, social consciousness has evolved and civilization has advanced. Baha'is believe that a fresh outpouring of God's grace has been given to the world through the revelation of Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith. Early in this century, his son and appointed successor traveled to North America to proclaim the covenant of Baha'u'llah to the peoples of the West. Viewed with the eyes of the Spirit, Abdu'l-Baha may be seen in New York inviting mankind to make its home in the city of the covenant of Baha'u'llah. In his words, the New Jerusalem is none other than divine civilization. It is now ready. Humanity will be brought together as one. When Abdu'l-Baha arrived in 1912, New York was fast becoming a symbol of the modern world. To him, its skyscrapers expressed an aspiration for progress that was typical of the technological age that was coming into being. Truly, it is a wonderful city, he said. New York has made such progress in material civilization. I hope that it may also advance spiritually in the kingdom and covenant of God. I have come for this. The city that welcomed Abdu'l-Baha was on the crest of a wave of optimism about the future. In the busy streets, the master saw a thriving society where everyone hurried to work. New York is a beehive, he said. At that time, 1,000 immigrants a day were streaming through the government reception center on Ellis Island. Most were spreading out across the continent to the mills and factories of the American heartland. Many, however, settled in Manhattan's Lower East Side, making it one of the most densely populated areas on Earth. To the companions of Abdu'l-Baha, it must have seemed as if representatives of all humanity were being drawn together in New York to hear his message. Abdu'l-Baha was attracted by America's interest in the cause of world peace. He had come to New York to speak at the Lake Mohonk Conference on International Arbitration. He believed that the most momentous question of the day was international peace. That a power was needed to prevent war and to proclaim the oneness of humanity. As the master arrived, the country was preparing for a federal election. Social reform was becoming a political issue of national dimensions. Across the country, wherever newspapers could reach, reform measures were being discussed. Abdu'l-Baha was a guest speaker at the 4th annual conference of the NAACP, where he shared the platform with Jane Addams, founder of Hull House in Chicago. As he crossed the continent, the master met with leaders of thought who were actively concerned with the needs of the time. Generally, confidence ran high that remedies for the ills of humankind could be found by advancing science and technology. In Abdu'l-Baha's view, what was needed to resolve the problems of an emerging global society was the union of scientific and moral development, of material and spiritual civilization. Spiritual consciousness is the generating force of human society, he said. Throughout his visit, Abdu'l-Baha addressed issues familiar to us as the major problems of this century. Since 1912, they have expanded in range and complexity. And demand for social action has become a way of life in our time. Abdu'l-Baha put the racist attitude